Howdy, folks. It's your boy here, and we back for some more Fae. And if we go over here, we actually got this brand new banner today called the Returning Ascendant and Rearmed Banner. Now, I love how they call it the Returning Rearmed Banner when there's only one freaking rearmed hero on here. It's mostly just Ascended heroes. We can take a look. We have 4 Ascended heroes on here, and then we have 1 rearmed hero. And the rest of the banner is just filler, like, fodder options. I really wish they would have put some more rearmed heroes on here. Now, if we take a look at the rates, this is a 6% 5-star focus rate banner with no pity breaks. So it's the same thing as the double special banners, except, of course, instead of featuring seasonal units, we have some Ascended heroes and 1 rearmed hero, which would have been real nice if they would have put some more on here. Now, if they're going to do this type of banner more in the future and give us rearmed hero reruns this way, I think that's actually pretty good. And that gives me a goal to save my orbs towards now, because the one that I really want to go for is rearmed Grima. Whenever she happens to be on one of these banners, I'm going to try my best to get a lot of merges on her and give out all that juicy armored fodder to all of my armored units. So I think she's going to be really worth it for me in particular. But let's go ahead and take a look at these colors and see if this banner is actually worth your orbs and worth your time. We're going to start, of course, with the main man of the banner. We have Arcane Lif. I love how they're bringing him back now, and regular Lif is about to get his remix as well. So they're standing Lif a little bit here. So his weapon, his arcane sword, is a pretty solid arcane weapon. You got -1 special trigger, inflicting attack and defense -6 on the foe. We have Omni Breaker, and we also inflict guard on the enemies. So all very good things. Doesn't have all stats of 5, but we can excuse that considering it has attack and defense -6. You can also refine arcane weapons to give it HP up 5 and then +4 to either defense or +2 attack or +3 speed, whatever tickles your fancy in terms of the refine. He has Open the Future and Deadly Balance. Both are perf skills that cannot be inherited, sadly. Would have been pretty cool if you could inherit Open the Future on this guy, but it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Then he has Attack and Defense Clash 4 and Attack and Defense Menace as his inheritable skills. Pretty solid skills overall, not too shabby for an inheritable option on a rearmed hero. Both are tier 4 skills, but compared to some of the recent rearmed heroes we've been getting with like game-breaking fodder skills, so like Ophelia, for example, with Special Spiral 4, which is just a game breaker. We also have what's-her-face, Tana, who has Guidance 4, which is just busted beyond belief. Those are the type of things you want to go for, I would say. And this guy, his fodder, while good, it's very normal. There's nothing like too insane about it. So make of that what you will, but he is still a cavalry rearmed hero, and that makes him pretty valuable if you want to go for him. This is also not a particularly terrible banner to go for him, because he's color sharing with Lilith here. And Lilith is pretty good in her own right. I think this unit is actually hella underrated. People don't realize how powerful the ally support is with her. She grants null follow-up to herself and her support partner, and then she can jump 2 spaces away from them wherever they may be on the map, which is just absurd amount of mobility. She also just gets all stats of 5 and a bunch of other things, so a pretty good unit for Gale Force strats and Aether Raids. Really nice in Summoner duels as well. You can use her as a Smite bot, which is pretty handy. And she has really good fodder as well. She's got Attack and Speed Catch 4. She has Dive Bomb, which is still pretty strong. And then Speed Smoke 4, which I think the community has taken a little bit of a turn on Speed Smoke 4. We all thought it was amazing when it came out, but after using it for a while, it's a little bit lackluster, to be honest. Just the fact that you have to initiate first to really get it to start putting in work is a little bit shaky there. It's a little dubious. I'd prefer to just get instant bonuses before having to enter combat at least once to just get the most out of my C skill. But red is a pretty solid color. If you were going to color snipe on this banner, I would say red is probably the way to go. Once you've summoned for a rearmed hero, there's no going back. They're just way too valuable. Getting the merge and getting the fodder at the same time is just so good. Okay, then we have blue with double Ascended heroes. So we have the Ascended Ishtar up first. Basically, Ishtar with teddy bears. I don't know why she has that, but pretty good artwork. Now, this Ishtar, I've always likened her to a pedestrian version of the Christmas Lysithea. They basically do the same things for the most part, except Ishtar also has a tempo effect built in. So it's your call which one of these two is better between Ishtar and the Winter Lysithea. They're pretty similar overall. I think Ishtar probably has more firepower in the long run, but Ophelia has that cavalry movement with Canto access and a harmonic skill to boot. So, I mean, it's pick and choose. Whichever one you like more, I guess, is the one to go for. However, Ishtar does have access to Banana's infantry skills, like Special Spiral 4 and Times Pulse 4 that Ophelia cannot get. So that is definitely something to take into account. Then we have, of course, Brave Hector 2 Electric Boogaloo. Good girl, Idun. Not really much to say. She's still one of the premier armored units to go with for saving. Whether it's far save or near save, she does a pretty fair job at both. So nothing really bad to say about her. Blue is a pretty solid color too, I guess, if you want to go for it. If you want merges or anything like that, then blue is okay. It's not bad. All right, on green, we have Ascended Hilda here. Now, this Ascended Hilda, I would also liken her to another character. That would be Hatari Karla, the infantry one, anyways, the one that's a lance type. Except she's just like Hatari Karla, but better in every way. She does, for the most part, the same things as that Karla, but then she does a couple of other things that are a little bit better here. So if we take a look, we got -1 special trigger at the start of combat for allies in 2 spaces a unit. If the ally has defense higher than unit's defense, or if unit has not entered combat during the current phase, gets all stats up 3 and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 20% to those allies in combat. So a little bit of a support effect, something that Karla cannot do. And then at the start of unit's combat, if unit is not within 2 spaces of any allies with defense higher than unit's defense, or if unit is not adjacent to an ally, my bad, gets attack and speed up 6 during combat, 40% DR on the enemy's first attack, and then you get bonus damage based on your speed stat when triggering a special, and X is going to be equivalent to whatever your special cooldown count value is. So that second part is more or less what Hatari Karla does. Unfortunately for this Hilda, she has been completely devalued with the existence of Bunny Karla. The Bunny Karla and Freya combo they're just way too wild, I think. They nullify DR, and then they also nullify activation of DR specials, so the enemies can't run like Pavis or Aegis to mess with you. I don't think you can use Miracle either against that Karla. So yeah, the Bunny Karla is just too much for this Hilda to compete with, sadly. Although the support effect is still pretty nice. Her fodder is not really too special anymore. I mean, solo 4s, we've gone way past using solo 4s in the A slot. Velocity never really had its chance to shine. It has, what does it have again? Nullify Guard, and then you get Dodge, basically. Yeah, compare that to Close Call 4 and, like, Tier 4 dodge skills that we have now. They're just way better. And Joint Drive Speed, again, it's okay, I guess, but the C skill has really shot up in value these days. So I can't really recommend this Hilda anymore. Gustav. Okay, this guy's up next. Now, his fodder, he's got Attack and Defense Catch 4, he's got Near Trace, and then he has Attack Smoke 4, which I guess it's okay, but again, like we said with Speed Smoke 4, the fact that you have to enter combat first to get anything out of it, I think is a little bit devaluing this here. Surprisingly, Defense and Res Smoke, is that the one? Yeah, Defense and Res Smoke 4, I think, is the best of the Smoke 4s, because after combat, getting the Pathfinder effect actually has some usability, whereas, like, these, they're mainly just for, like, enemy phasing and things like that. So you can make a push with Defense and Res Smoke 4, which is why I like it the most. And then for Gustav's weapon here, he's got -1 special trigger. He inflicts attack speed and defense -5 on the foe. Not sure why he would do speed -5, because he's not particularly quick. And then he also gets a special ramp. He inflicts guard, and he gets a guaranteed follow-up if the foe can counter or if the foe initiates combat. So, is this guy any good? I mean, his fodder is okay. At near trace, at least, is still pretty useful. But attack and defense catch, yeah, attack and defense catch is still pretty useful too. But attack smoke 4, not really the biggest fan right now. So, green is a skip, actually. I don't think there's anything you really want on green. And then finally, on colorless, we have Ascended Florina, who is... I've never liked this Ascended hero. I think it's like one of the worst choices they've ever done. Nothing against Florina, but first of all, her outfit just looks like base Florina, except she has a headband now. Or, actually, did she have a headband before? I think she might have. But it's just literally OG Florina with a cape. I guess that's the one difference. Her jump effect has been super devalued by having Guidance 4 now, so anyone can do what she does, except better, because you're able to use a better unit with it. And her fodder isn't really the best either. We got another joint drive speed unit, speed and defense far trace, which is okay, and then attack and speed push 4, which is on literally every unit that released in the past, like, 2 years. So... nothing too special to say about her. She also has no protection. She's very glass cannon. Not even any ounce of damage reduction to protect her from the enemy's counter hit. So I can't recommend her. And Ascended Lake Jarn here. Very good artwork. The Egyptian goddess here. But unfortunately, she is also not the greatest. Well, she's probably a little better than Florina, I would say. Because at the very least, she does have a ton of stats. She's a massive stat ball if you can activate all of her effects. And she's also gaining null follow-up, which is pretty clutch for a cavalry type. Or at least half a null follow-up. And then for fodder, she has rouse attack and speed 4, which is doo-doo. We have attack and defense far trace, which is solid. And then Swift Sparrow 3, which has been completely replaced by the one that Caden Lindy has. What was it called again? Remote Sparrow, I think it was. So that's the one you want to run for the range units. And then Surge Sparrow is what you would run for the melee type units. So her weapon makes her a nice stat ball. She can be tricky to get rid of. She has solid defenses when all her things are said and done. But that's really all there is to her. She's not able to break through like super tough tanks or anything like that. No DR negation or anything of the sort. So, overall impressions on the banner, it's interesting. Red is pretty good, and then blue is okay as a secondary choice, but the rest of it is not what we're looking for right now. Keep an eye out, though, in the future. We're going to get more banners like this, and we'll probably be getting better Ascended heroes. So, the ones to look out for, definitely Tana, and also Ophelia, and also, I would say Grima as well, just for the fodder. Okay, we go for our red pull there, and we get Knowles, so RIP the dream, no free pull on Lif. So that's going to wrap us up for this banner. Let me know in the comments what you guys were able to pull on the banner if you decided to go in. And this is your boy Tacho signing out, so take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.